This boy realized he could see the true value of anything. When his mother brought him back to the family, the boy noticed that the antique vases his two older brothers bought for $7 million were all fake, but they had no clue and were showing them off to everyone. The boy walked right over and smashed every antique to the ground and told them they were all counterfeits. Then the boy even pointed out the manufacturing date, but his brothers refused to admit it. Just then, the boy's grandfather also realized they were fake. He scolded them on the spot and said that junk wasn't even worth $30. That moment, the boy activated his superpower and noticed the family dog bowl was actually a treasure. The boy quickly brought the bowl to his grandfather and told him it was worth $3 million. The boy's two older brothers burst out laughing. They mocked the boy and said even their grandfather hadn't seen any value in that bowl. Later, the grandfather invited an antique appraiser. After the appraisal, it turned out the bowl was a 1,000-year-old artifact worth at least $3 million. If put up for auction, it could even reach $5 million. Everyone was stunned. They realized the boy was actually a genius at antique appraisal. Then the grandfather pulled out 3 envelopes. He said each of you will take $300,000 as startup capital. Whoever earns the most profit in the antique market becomes the family heir. The boy went to the antique market and using his superpower, he could see the value of every item at a glance. But the boy found that the most valuable thing there was only worth $1 million. Just then, the boy noticed an inkstone at a street stall worth $8 million. Just as the boy was about to buy it, his two older brothers suddenly showed up. They snatched the inkstone from the boy's hands, realizing it was worth $3 million. The vendor said the whole inkstone and ink stick set cost $500,000, but the boy's brother thought it was too expensive, so he offered only $300,000 for the inkstone and didn't want the ink stick. The vendor didn't want to split them up, but the brothers ignored him and just dropped a $300,000 check. What they didn't know was that the real treasure wasn't the inkstone, but the ink stick that came with it. The boy double-checked that the ink stick was worth $5 million, so he bought it from the vendor for $3,000. Soon, the boys returned to the family estate. The boy's two older brothers proudly took out the inkstone for an appraisal. The grandfather said the inkstone was a 700-year-old treasure worth at least $3 million. They laughed even harder and mocked the boy for buying a useless ink stick, saying the boy didn't deserve to take part in the heir trial. But the boy ignored them and told his grandfather that the ink stick was a 700-year-old imperial object. Just one drop could turn an entire lake black. The boy's brothers said that was nonsense, snatched the ink stick, and threw it into the lake. The next second, the entire artificial lake on the estate turned into a pool of pitch-black water. Everyone was completely stunned. The grandfather looked at the boy's two older brothers in fury and ordered them to retrieve the ink stick immediately. Then he announced in front of everyone that the boy was the next family heir.